Go ahead.
But I'm not the only one.
I definitely don't know this song at all. Not one word.
And the world will live as one.
Don't stop it, just start recording. You must be Mr. Martinez. You Mr. Martinez?
Oh, nah, what's up? I know the hook. I know the chorus. Oh, nah. Because I had talked to Miss Martinez multiple times. I never. You do this often? A lot, yeah. What's up, man? First protest, man.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome to all of them. You follow me on social media, see what we're planning on. They plan them locally. Are you local?
Yeah,
they plan a lot of local protests.
Yeah, we're here at the 757.
I'm outfit, man.
Thank you. So, I mean, if y'all want to, if anything happened in Portsmouth, then you let us know. Anything in 757 period. We've been around for 5 years.
Yeah.
I said, so any injustice anywhere, like I said, we standing up for it.
If you're local, they're going to plan a lot of protests local, so you'll be able to track them down.
You from Portsmouth, so you seen the monument come down.
I'm military, bro. I don't really be out there like
that. Yeah, they had the monument. It's been there. We've been fighting it since 2017, but we finally pulled it down last year, and that started to fall for the rest of the monuments falling. Yeah. So it's a lot of racist history here in the 757, but unfortunately we got to do what we got to do to unravel that layer by layer. And it's one of the layers.
Yeah.
We go everywhere though. Don't get it twisted. We go to D.C.,
New York, Connecticut, North Carolina.
Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? We pull up. Look, my man just came back from Texas, out there helping the Haitian refugees. Yeah. The ones that the news media said ain't there no more.
Mm-hmm.
They found the missing baby, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We pull up, we don't run.
So was the music going the first time they came out here? So he just went in and turned that off. Oh, monkey music.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. To believe Black Lives Matter, no human is illegal, love is love, women's rights, human rights, science is real, water is life, and justice anywhere, it's justice everywhere.
People!
Pops!
This ain't a black and white thing. It's the wrong and right thing.
You see they got their favorite saying right at the bottom of the sign. At the bottom of the sign.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was like you just acted like it didn't happen, it's just going to go away.
Right. There was so much stuff out there that the media didn't put out, that didn't get out. I mean, someone that went to reach the helpline, he got shot in the hand by a cop. Oh, God. Did the media say that? So,
nope.
Yeah. Why won't they say who it was, the cop was? If it was a legit shooting, why won't they say it?
Because the police are controlling them.
Yeah.
You see, they just denied.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Let's go make some noise, get loud, clap your hands, up the speed, get loud, scream. Let them know we're here.
We're not even doing it in Miami now.
You probably lost $100 million in revenue for the city.
Absolutely.
Because you can't take care of the residents. You want our money, but you will not protect our people.
Make sure you get to know your neighbor. This is local activist. Hey, if you're local to the 757, make sure you keep it up with the 757. They plan local protests. If you're looking for protests nationally, make sure you follow all of us on social media. We tend to plan the protests. Listen, we're a small community, and we got to become a larger community. They say they're the silent majority. Wrong. Not enough of us to make a noise. That's all. So we got to get out and make noise and make good trouble every single chance we get. So please join us in all protests, all presence, all marches, all rallies, and let hate know it has no home here. Go ahead and make some noise. Go ahead.
But if we can have a serious moment real quick as well, not that this isn't serious at all, but we like to completely peel onions, not just cut surface. So in this situation right here, you may or may not have heard that y'all can see all these different cameras he has going on right here in the house, right? These were here prior to the protest. And you have little girls living in these houses. And it is, to our understanding, it can be alleged that he had his sensors set to whenever these girls were moving in their room or whenever they were coming in and out of their house, these cameras would be activated. So we may not only have a racist on our hands, we may also have a pedophile on our hands. So that needs to be seriously taken into consideration. That needs to be seriously put out there as well, because being racist is the attack of character, but being a pervert is fucking disgusting. And I'm sorry for the kids out here. But we do not stand for that. So that needs to be investigated outside of his egregious acts. And a lot of times, if somebody can do this hate for 5 years, who knows what else they got going on. So whatever censors they got, we want to see this house raided just like R. Kelly's house got raided, just like everybody else. Raid this house and find out what the fuck is going on in here and see if we just got that right there. And we're not out here just protesting. We out here sending a message, because in the 60s and 70s, you could get away with this. There wasn't no social media, no news, and they would have your back. We got social media now. We got the local news. We got national news. We got national activists. We got local activists. We need to drive it out. We're sick of it. We're doing the same thing we asked the cops to do. We know your whole force. I can't say that. All cops are bastards. But if you are a cop, you just so happen to be doing that to feed your family, and then you see other cops doing what's wrong, and you don't call them out, you're wrong too. You're just as guilty. So if you're letting it happen, then you need to do the same fate that they do. So right now, again, we came out here because we want to shed light on what's going on in Virginia Beach.
We ain't going nowhere.
In Virginia Beach, this racism is no secret to anybody who lives here. We're going to take y'all back to 1989, the Greek Fest riots at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. One time. So y'all asked the OGs, hey, OG, man, we going out to the oceanfront, you coming? Oh, no, I'm going to sit this one out, nephew. Hey, man, why? We just trying to go have a good time. Y'all go ahead and have a good time. I'll be home. Why you not trying to go to the oceanfront, Because in 1989, during Greek Fest, when they came down there to celebrate, College Week, pretty much, the Omegas and things of that nature, the cops beat black college students in the head. 1989 Greek Fest. That's the reason why the OGs don't go to the oceanfront, because of 1989 Greek Fest. Fast forward to 2003, DeMario Joyner, 17 years old, shot in the back of the head at the original beach house by the Virginia Beach Police Department. They closed the case on his family, gave them 0 answers for 18 years. We were able to get that case reopened last year after everything they've done. Shot him in the back of the head with no explanation to his family. India Kager, another Navy veteran, murdered by the Virginia Beach Police right up the street with her child in the back seat in 2015. They won't tell y'all about that. She was unarmed. She was innocent. She had nothing to do with nothing. India Kager, Virginia Beach. Matthew Russian, a black autistic male, locked up for 10 years for a non-fatal car accident right here in Virginia Beach. He had a mental episode. They sentenced him and his autism to 10 years. They sentenced him to 50 years, suspended 40 years, and gave him 10 years. But by the grace of God, we were able to form a petition, and guess what?
He's out. He's out.
Matthew Russian is back in the streets, thanks to the petitions by all of you all signing on change.org and that stuff. Can y'all get that up one time? He was supposed to be in jail for at least the next 8 years. Right here in Virginia Beach. This is just happening. This is recent. I'm not telling y'all ancient history. This is happening right now. Coleman Sample, shot in the back of the head by the Virginia State Police in Virginia Beach, and they deemed that a suicide. So the bullet wound was directly in the back of his head. You try to tell me how somebody, even if he had a gun, and you're struggling like this.
No way.
Right. Make that happen.
Yeah. Impossible. Yeah.
It ain't happening. They called it a suicide. Shot herself in the back of the head. So that's the Virginia State Police in the city of Virginia Beach. Make sure y'all keep up now. So we have the case. This is Coleman Sample. This was August of last year. How many of y'all heard about Coleman Sample? 1, 2. Oh, y'all heard a little bit? Coleman Sample?
Yep.
How many of y'all heard about George Floyd?
Big time.
How many of y'all heard about Breonna Taylor?
Yeah.
How many of y'all heard about Trayvon Martin? BLM757 was formulated because people don't know about what's going on right here.
Donovan Lynch.
Donovan Lynch. Any of y'all heard from Donovan Lynch? Yeah. April 26, 2021. Murdered by the Virginia Beach Police Department. I'm going to take y'all a little deeper. The individual who murdered Donovan Lynch is the same individual who violently arrested me during the peaceful protest for Matthew Russian, India Kager, DeMario Joyner, and Coleman Sample on September 5th of 2020. If he had been taken off the field in 2020 after he violently arrested me, he may not have been here to murder Donovan Lynch and possibly have murdered DeShayla Harris.
Yep.
So on March 26th, DeShayla Harris was murdered. Donovan Lynch was murdered. Everybody know Donovan Lynch was murdered. There was a quote-unquote mass shooting. It wasn't no mass shooting. It was a few isolated incidents. The police shot Donovan Lynch. That's a fact. The police shot the individual who tried to help Donovan Lynch. That's a fact. Shot him in the hand. You never heard that because the media will not put that out there. The media will not put that out there. That part. And then directly across from where Donovan was killed, guess where DeShayla was?
In the bush. Parking lot.
Directly across in the line of fire. Every other case that night had individuals' names, suspects, body cams, whatever necessary. But for some reason, in Donovan Lynch's case and DeShayla Harris' case, there's no footage available. Oh man, that doesn't sound skeptical at all. This doesn't sound like something to question at all. Until you go a month down the road, and they give her mom her cell phone back, and there's two key ingredients missing. Her Twitter and her Instagram. Why was her social media deleted in their care and her family didn't do it? Why was she left outside all night, literally all night? She was pronounced dead at 11:56. Her body was outside till 8 o'clock in the morning on the pavement.
Wow.
Whoa. Yes.
Dirty though.
Her mother found out that she was deceased through FaceTime.
Yeah.
And then these same people who FaceTimed her gave her the cell phone back 30 days later with nothing in it. She wasn't able to identify her daughter's body until the day before the funeral. I know people out here have buried people before. You know the process of identifying your loved one is the worst experience of your life. But to not be able to lay eyes on them until the day before the funeral, erase the social media, acting like nothing's going on. Again, we're out here for this, but this is embedded. All these incidents, this is the 757, this all happened in Virginia Beach. This city, right here. So, we again raising awareness, but why didn't the police do nothing? Because they murdered Donovan Lynch, didn't do nothing. Because they possibly murdered DeShayla, didn't do anything. Because they definitely murdered DeMario, didn't do anything. Because they had a murder happen here, didn't do anything. Jamar Mackey got embarrassed at the Lynn Haven Mall last year around this time. They didn't do anything. They're not doing anything. We thank y'all for showing up out here because they're not listening to us. And we'll be frank, the local media shuts us out. You'll see 10 out here, you'll see 30 out here, you'll see 13 out here, but they make it seem like we're the crazy ones. They make it seem like what we're saying isn't what's happening. They didn't cover any of the previous protests, but they latched onto this. The local media is playing a part in not getting the word out about what's going on in the 757. And if they're out here today, I hope they can hear me and say what y'all doing is a disservice to the community. Because they would know what was going on if y'all would just tell them. So with that being said, enough about Virginia Beach. No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Virginia Beach is house.
Make some noise, let them know we out here, get loud.
Hold on. But before we end this, we're not ending this, we're going to start the party. But my man right here, Pops, he's currently just got sentenced to a year in jail for a peaceful protest at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. People may have saw our comments on John's page as a thing. No, it was a warning. Because he has 1 year in jail, $1,000 fine, cannot go to the oceanfront. I was convicted of peacefully protesting. I was sentenced to 2 years in jail. We're not talking about fines. We're not talking about slaps on the wrist. They're giving us criminal charges for peacefully protesting this bullshit. They're trying to shut him up. They're trying to shut me up. I don't know how many bonds we done posted. I don't know how many times we done been to court. I don't know how many times we done put out the word to the NAACP. I don't know how many times we done put out the word to the ACLU. I don't know how many times we put out the word to Aaron Ralph, who was a black councilman. We don't know how many times we put out the word to Doheny, who was the black city manager. Don't mean shit.
That's not reformable.
So we're not speaking a tune. We're not doing it the right way. We're not waiting 3 months for another meeting, then 3 months for another meeting, then 3 months for another meeting, for you to tell us what you told us 9 months ago at the first 3 months ago meeting.
Sir,
We're not doing that.
preach it.
Insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And our ancestors fought for 400 years, and I refuse to do the same thing that they did, expecting different results. So we're going to pull up. We're going to pull up. We're going to pull up. We're going to pull up every single solitary time. We told everybody at the beginning of the year, we don't give a fuck if it is or ain't noted. We're just like the police now. We're going to search your car regardless. And if we don't find nothing, then we just don't find nothing. But we're going to make you uncomfortable for at least 10 minutes of your life, and you're going to see your life flash before your eyes, just like it does for every black man that gets pulled over in America every single day.
And please know what he's saying is not specific to just Virginia Beach. I mean, this is nationwide. Look, just yesterday, the federal prosecutor said he refuses to press charges on Officer Shesky that shot Jacob Blake in the back 7 times. He said there's no evidence of excessive force. Please understand why we say Black Lives Matter. Because if you can shoot a man in the back 7 times on camera, and there's no evidence of excessive force, that lets you know that there is no limit to the force. There's no limit to how far they will go. All right? Just, 4 days ago, they drug a paraplegic man out of his car in Dayton, Ohio by his hair because he refused to cooperate with the order of please step out. Now the man's paralyzed from the waist down. This is how it works. This is how the system's set up. The cops yell, stop resisting when you're not resisting. Do you know why? So that the camera hears you say stop resisting, and then they can kill Eric Garner. And then they can kill Philando Castile, who was told to get his driver's license. He reached for it and was shot and killed. Guys, this is nationwide. Every single time it feels like I go to a protest, I travel the country and do this, and it's almost like every time I go to one, I leave one to hear about another one. I leave one protest to find out we're organizing another one. And it's like, there comes a point where, when does this end? And I firmly believe, and I've came to the realization, and this is what I live by, this is my philosophy, it will not end until we the people rise up. You cannot reform this system. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly the way it was intended. This system is accomplishing exactly the way it was meant to be set up. The police officers can be traced back to slave catchers. Overseers equal officers. The KRS once said it best. That's right. 13th Amendment didn't end slavery. It just changed how we did it. So until we break this system down, until we the people start showing up to city council meetings, until we the people start being louder than the hate that's drowning us out, until that happens, it's going to be another rally, another protest, but most importantly, another black life lost to this system. And the system does not care. So we got to be loud and we got to be proud, and you cannot shy away from it. Silence is compliance in this fight. Silence is violence in this fight. So you got to get out, and you got to organize, and you got to join. Even if you don't do anything else besides hold a sign up at a rally, or go to a city council meeting and speak. Everybody has a place in this fight, and we need everybody, okay? Everybody. What's that? That's right. You got to do something. You got to do something. The school-to-prison pipeline is one of the biggest threats to the current community. If you guys have, if you follow me on social media, you follow what I've been doing with the Winterville Charter Academy in North Carolina. That made national news when? After I called them out on social media. Like Jafari just said, everybody's silent until all of a sudden the people speak up. This teacher told the children that if it wasn't for the, she told the black children in the class to raise their hands. Black children raised their hands. She said if it wasn't for the Constitution, you would be working in the field for me as my slaves. A teacher told them this. This was last month. This was not 1961. This was not 1951. This was 2021 last month. And then when it was made to the school administration did nothing. Children went home and told their parents. Parents got on Facebook, talked to each other, got loud, they DM'd me, we put them on blast. All of a sudden the teacher resigned. Now think about this, what does a resignation mean? You could just go somewhere else and be racist somewhere else. Fire her, press charges, that's hate crime, that's violence against black children. That's exactly what it is. In that same school, a white kid called a black kid the N-word and a monkey. The teacher they told the teacher what he said. The teacher said, everybody's a little bit racist. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? The black child got rolled up and not the white child.
That's normal.
I pulled the statistics on this school. 100% of in-school suspensions in the last 12 months was black children. 100%, not 99, not 95. This is how the school-to-prison pipeline works. In Lovingston, Virginia, only 2 hours away from here, there's a 15-year-old child who got 2 felony charges because the police threw him on the ground in his school. He didn't do anything. They chipped his tooth. The child did not do anything. The child, 15 years old. They charged him with felony assault on officer. He's currently awaiting trial on home arrest, not going to school. So what's going to happen when this child turns 18? You know what they're going to say? Well, he's got priors. He's been there before. He's a felon. Guys, this is how the school-to-prison pipeline works. And he didn't graduate. They're going to say it's not racism. He should have graduated high school.
I want to see that.
Guys, listen. This runs deep. The results of this system are Donovan Lynch, Matthew Russell, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, the names you know. Sandra Bland, Flanders Castillo. That's the results of this system. But we have to get down inside the system and dismantle it. You cannot legislate morality. And let me just say this, and I'll close out with this, and we'll get loud and throw some music on. But the revolution must be us, the people. The revolution must be us working outside the system. I'm sorry, the system's not going to work in our favor. Nope. And with social media and with everything we got on the tools that we have to our advantage, the revolution will be televised.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going to stream it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. I just wanted to piggyback on what my brother Jafari said, that I think something is crucial that needs to be known. When we both got arrested, our lawyers had to fight to get discovery. Discovery is the evidence that they're going to use against us. Right. We had to sign pieces of paper, stipulations stating that we were not going to use it for any other purpose other than for the court proceedings. We thought this was strange, extremely strange. When I got into court, and I'm the first one to get convicted of this, other people pled no contest, they got a $60 fine. I got a year in jail that I'm appealing, that I'm fighting. The way they convicted me was they used the same traffic video footage that they said that was not available for Donovan Lynch and DeShayla Harris. They used that same video. They pinned us from start to finish. They even said, yes, they went by Donovan Lynch's memorial. So that means that there was cameras there. Where's the footage? What you hiding? Where's the footage?
Where's the footage?
Where's the footage?
That's right.
Where's it at?
You can't tell me. And it's funny, they also use, watch this, body cam footage that they happen to have that day.
Not when they shot Donovan Lynch.
And when they arrested us, we would literally, this is one of the times we were not trying to take the streets. There was a lot of construction and everything else. I've been in Richmond when the head of the KKK drove his truck through us and hit somebody. He's in jail now for like 3 years, only 3 years. I was in Charlottesville. You remember Heather Heyer?
Yep.
2017, we were out there on her anniversary protesting, and a pregnant woman got hit by a truck while we were out there. So what I do is I put myself in between the cars and the people. So anytime you saw me out there like that, and I always record, because they like to call us animals and thugs, and we tearing up stuff. So my thing is, if they can go that hard, that fast, with that much evidence to shut people up, why did they go that hard for DeShayla and Donovan? So yeah, this is a cover-up, straight up down across the board. And if we don't bring awareness, to think about it, you know, most cops won't run up on me. I mean, they know better. They know better. You know what I'm saying? But What about the one who's not caring?
Yeah.
I was at Newport News. We were out there when Trump came in to Newport News. I watched this ain't a black and white thing either. This is a wrong or right thing. I watched the cop run up to a short white lady, about this tall, stopped, looked at her, and threw her to the ground. Threw her to the ground. We had paramedics out there to try to help him, but somebody passed out. The cops tackled the paramedic and arrested him. Yeah, we got skin in this game. You understand? We got skin in this game. We out here fighting for the people to bring awareness because the media will not do that and has not done that.
We got to protect ourselves. They're not going to do it.
Exactly. One of the things I always say in my videos, look out for each other because ain't nobody else going to do it. And this right here is us looking out for each other. It's black out here. It's white out here. You know what I'm saying? I think it's some Hispanic out here. You know, some Filipino out here. Oh, I know, baby. I know, sweetheart. I know. Oh, yeah. So this is what we say. This is what community looks like. So we have to continue to voice this because if we don't, they will get to. I'm exhausted, like he said. I'm exhausted. As I'm protesting one, they killing another in other states. Antoine Gilmore, I'm not sure if y'all heard about that in D.C.
Yes.
Fell asleep at the stoplight. They woke him up loud and violent, wearing riot gear and everything else. If you wake me up, I'm running or I'm swinging. If you wake me up violently like that. He tried to drive off. They shot him 10 times. 10 times they shot him. And guess what? In D.C. it's illegal to shoot at a moving car unless they committed a murder or something like that. Yeah. So they killed him. They killed him. While I was up there protesting that, they did it again. You know what I mean? So this right here is beautiful. We got to continue to do this. Spread the word through social media. Put it out there. Find the the pages that are organized in BLM757. I'm Pops Holmes on Facebook. Pops Go Live on Twitter. Because we put the information out, but we need the bodies.
BLM-RVA?
We need the bodies. BLM-RVA. I forgot. I'm a member of that too. That's down in Richmond. Yeah, so we need the bodies. This right here, this is what we need every time something happens. Not just us. You know what I'm saying? They get tired of us. You know what I'm saying? We need y'all. So we thank y'all for being here, man. We're going to make some noise, y'all. Power to the people!
Power to the people!
Power to the people!
Power to the people!
Yeah! Let's get that music going, baby. Get loud. Yeah.
We'll get this music going, but like Pop said, man, we thank everybody for being out here. Everything makes a difference. We thank you, Jolly, for pulling up, man.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
And while we're here, we just want to, shed light on situations like if this is going on here in the 757. He came in here to show love. We're gonna show him love. So if all the other different activists around, the United States and beyond, if people come to y'all town to bring awareness, embrace them. Spread love. Find out y'all strategies and figure out what y'all can do and what y'all did over here that may work over here that y'all didn't know nothing about, and y'all may tell us something we ain't know nothing about. That's the beauty of unity. That's the beauty of community.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They try to give a year when everybody's got $60 fine.
$60 for they played no contest. So they're not mad that I did it. They're mad that I fought.
Right, exactly. That's how that's why they fucking try to do it.
Oh yeah. And what's even worse than
God damn it. It's all right. Yeah, you got that one.
so they can give me the
I carried it in case somebody wanted it.
I don't even need to.
Thank you.
I don't know if I can do Change nothing if you're not present.
All right, y'all. We about to end this live real quick just so we can go.